Okay, we're in front of the Overstreet House now. This was built in 1860. They have also prepared it's like a homestead. With actual live roosters and even some hen and some eggs as well. Pretty neat in the back. We'll see that after a little bit. This was built in 1860 and moved here, I guess, sometime in the 1970s. Finally restored, fully restored, I believe, in '78. But that is the original structure, original wood. The porch is new. They moved it, the porch was destroyed. The porch is always, on these old homes, always deteriorate first. For whatever reason, some sort of, I don't know, weather reason or whatever, I don't know. But this is the original 1860 structure built by this guy, housed his family. I think one of the things that's really interesting here is that they let you go upstairs. They got an upstairs. I mean, how many of these places have I been to where there was an upstairs but you couldn't go there? They don't want you tripping, I guess. Can't blame them. Here, they've done what they used to do in the old days, and they put a sign up saying, "Watch your step, you're on your own. And if you fall, you fall." I'm not sure what, if any of this stuff is original to this family, but I do know these boards were here in 1860, and that, to me, that's all I need to know. They would have, the fireplace, the actual chimney itself would have had to have been either reconstructed or it would have been separated. They didn't move the chimney with the house. It wouldn't have done that. They take it down. It's on the outside. Maybe they took it down in chunks and put it back up originally, or maybe they just built a new one altogether. I don't know, but I tend to think they probably just took it down in chunks and repaired the really bad spots. Oh, this is some sort of a front parlor room area. This is really cool. This shows the house as it was being moved. And they would have had to take off the porch too. It wouldn't have traveled as well with the porch on it, whether it was deteriorated or not. Here's the dining area. Finished ceilings, windows, doors, squared, everything's squared, as we always see in these older buildings in Florida. Typical cracker constructions. There's a dog run. There is a area outside, or another part of the house is the kitchen. This kitchen is separate, which was typically done. So that's the dining area. So this was quite well done for its time. And this is extensive. This was a big place. We're going to go upstairs. My favorite part. Actually get to go up the stairs. Somebody like me, I'm always in danger of hitting my head on these old places because all the people were short. Either that or everybody ducked. I tend to think it was just because they were short. So this is Mom and Dad's room. Mom would have slept over here, the baby beneath her on the trundle bed. Got a spinning wheel. Hotter than hell. It's mid-October right now, and it's hotter than hell right now. Even though the windows are shut, it would still be hot. And if they weren't shut, it'd be a little breeze blowing in, but there'd be bugs everywhere. So, one of these days I'm going to research how they did pest control. And it typically, in these older houses, whether north or south, we see the closeness of these rooms. It wasn't like, you step Mommy, Daddy way on the other side, and the babies and the kids all slept on the other side. Everybody slept very close together, and in some cases, they would have slept in the same great room, maybe with a little bit of separation, but not much. And here's another room. And this is all 1860 construction in here. This was moved. One piece, lock, stock, and barrel. Over. This would have been a bigger kid or a couple of bigger kids. This was the smaller kid. This was also a play area, obviously. But who knows? This has just been recreated as far as the furniture and that sort of thing. Who knows what was really, this was really meant for. You got windows. A window here. There. There. All right, we're going to go back downstairs. We're going to go out to the kitchen. We're going to go see the homestead area. I like this here. Use stairs at your own risk. The stairs are original to the house and are steep and narrow. So watch where you're going. Use your sense. Use your common sense. Oh, here's another thing. John Overstreet served his country, signed in Fernandina. And moved here. The dog run. This was the separate part where there was a kitchen. There may or may not have been covered because, again, they always wanted the kitchen. In those days, the way they did it, you wanted the kitchen separate. This is the kitchen. This was probably moved separately and may or may not be the original to the house. This may have been reconstructed. Here we have all sorts of dining accoutrement. This may or may not have been where the slaves ate. This was 1860. This was right before the end of slavery as a legal institution in this country. Oh, so we'll spin around here and check out the overall. Yeah, I think that is the original kitchen, but I don't think it would have been connected like that. These are probably the original bricks. They certainly have that same type of feature that we see. They're unfinished, so it may have been something that they moved. I doubt they would have moved it en masse, but they may have moved it in sections, but it certainly does appear to be the original, put back in the place that it would have been put back, that it would have been originally. So just very cool, very, very cool house. As cool as anything we've ever seen anywhere. 1860, man, that's doing it. This is really neat. I rolled up here earlier. It's a rooster roost with an actual rooster in there. And as we learned, there's only one rooster to a yard, one junkyard rooster per. And there's a hen. Hey, little hen girl, what's up? What's up, little henny hen? Are you laying eggs? Are you doing your job? So the juvenile roosters, if once they got incubated and they came out, they would have been used for food right away. And there's Mr. Rooster Man up in there going, yeah, that's right. This is my place. These are my girls. That's how I roll. This is new, obviously. This is here, the hen house is where only the laying hens and pullets were kept. Fresh eggs are collected daily. Rooster roost houses one rooster and several hens. So that's what we got here. We got a few hens. We're gonna roll up over here to the outhouse. And if you can imagine, you wiped your butt with corn cobs and old paper back in the day, and we're glad to have it. Didn't know any better. like having air conditioning. You just didn't know any better. And of course, the outhouse would have been more or less a portalet. It wouldn't have been stationary for, you know, years and years. You would have dug a hole in it, used it, then moved it and filled the hole back up and dug another one. This is a shed. I don't have any idea what it was for. It's made out of cypress. It's obviously original. This is a very original little deal right here. The clasp. I had no idea what these things are drying for. This must be herbs. That's the only thing that comes to mind, is that these are some kind of herbs that were drying. But as far as anything else, this is some sort of storage shed. I really don't know much about it. There's some nuts in there of some kind. There's an old washboard, some kind of round thing. I have no idea what that is. So that is pretty cool. Okay, well, we got another shed over here, and again, these aren't necessarily from the Overstreet farm homestead. These are just now part of the display, but these are original. These are original structures, absolutely. And this talks about storage building made of cypress, built by Fred Bromley in 1931. So Fred Bromley was a prominent Dade City person. I don't know that much about him, but I do know he was a shoe repair person, a cobbler, and a businessman. So this was built by him back in the day. So this definitely would not have been something that would have sat on the Overstreet homestead. It's just brought here. There's a horseshoe on top for luck. Okay, this is really neat. This is the hen house, hence the name hen house. And dun, 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 those are eggs. Those are actual, honest to goodness eggs, waiting to have something done to them. Here's some over here. Let me get a better shot of it. Yeah, maybe here I'll get a better shot of it. There's some kind of fur. That's either a dead chick or just a bunch of feathers. Can't really tell. There are some other feathers in here, so these are real. This is the real deal. This is not a. Ooh, get ready to walk right into the spider web. This is not a reproduction. This is part of that whole thing over there. I wonder if that's cotton. No, that isn't cotton. I think cotton grew that high. So that's it for the Overstreet House and homestead. Very, very neat. Very cool stuff.